You know, I heard the new Jay Electronica record that's incredible.
Let's do a break.
To help him out a little bit. He's still got another situation.
Break.
He's gonna be on
He's not
top of
breaking
him.
song.
He may be in the future. You know what I'm saying? He got this one album. He got to do it.
Showdown.
He's talented.
One more break. Ask him about the stuff that we want.
Yeah, character. Ain't nobody like him, man.
There's nobody like you. Gotta meet Jay Electronica, dude. That dude's a fucking character. And he's fucking hell.
Give a big shout to Jay Electronica. He's from New Orleans. Says he wants to work with you, do About You classic. Is that something that could happen?
Hell yeah, Jay, he crazy. He probably already know I know this shit. He's crazy.
We just interviewed Jay Electronica at Pay Dues, and he had some great things to say about you. Is there any chance that you guys are going to hop on a collaboration project, or maybe just some songs? Or?
Yeah, you know, Jay Electronica is definitely one of the guys that's getting ready to come out there and shake it up. I worked with him before, plan to work with him a lot more.
Talented young kid. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about the dude. Lyrically, he's pretty good. I think he just came out, Jay Electronica. You familiar with Jay Electronica?
No, I haven't heard him yet.
Okay, well, he's a kid. He's from the South, but he's been making waves. He got a song called Exhibit C. It's been pretty popular, and he's alongside the Drakes and the J. Coles of that kind of new MC movement that's coming out. He made a comment about a comment you made years ago about Southern rap and Southern rappers' approach to lyricism being almost unintelligent in a sense. And he gave you homage. You know, he loves you, respects you, but he felt like that was a comment that hurt him coming from the South. I want to see if you can explain. Do you remember that comment, first of all?
I know I said a few things over the South throughout my career from different periods. You know what I mean? So I don't know the exact comment, but I know I did an article in Rap Pages years ago, and me and Master P had to talk about this years ago. And I was speaking about the education level of the South, about, you know, how brothers drop out in the 6th grade, some of them because they have to go to work, some of them because of the poverty, some of them just because of non-interest in the education system, you know what I mean? How the dialect of speaking, the vocabulary was limited, and like how we were still, you know, trapped into eating, you know, a lot of swine, and, you know, there's a lot of poison things that people maybe up north had evolved from. Mm-hmm. And when I was saying it, I was firstly, when I was doing this article, I was talking about my own family at first, you know what I mean? My family comes from the South. My grandpa, my grandma, and everybody, you know, they frying fat back in the kitchen. My grandpa didn't have more than a 6th grade reading level, you know what I mean? So he had to work, you know, in a plastic factory. My grandma was a welfare mom, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of my family at that generation was basically lost, you know what I mean, ignorant. But up in New York, you know, my family was able to get knowledge of ourselves.
I would just like to say that I am terrified that even you, someone who's obviously educated, has given up hope completely. Like when you call upon us, you say white folk, you say black people, Jewish people. Why can't we come together? We obviously can come together. We just have to. We just have to find a way to do it.
The desire is good, but the reality is the total opposite of your desire. And unfortunately, as a young lady, you are not in the position of power to make the decisions to make America work. May I, you know, as an audience of intelligent people, I would like to just take a moment to say to you that I really don't think you fully understand what has happened to these people that you look at as second class or inferior citizens in this nation. Black people who were brought to this country were stripped of their names, language, culture, religion, God, and taken totally away from the history of themselves. Here are 30 million people who don't wear their own names, they wear your names. Who don't speak their own language, they speak English, which is not their language. They never were allowed their own cultural expression of Africa, Don't you realize that when you turn a people upside down and inside out, then sell them not for a day, not for a year, but for 300 years and deny us the human right to know, to read a book, to learn, to understand. And then, after 300 years of that, you allow us into the church, but by that time, you've painted Jesus white, God white, the angels white, and then all these black people have been subjected to a form of white supremacy, which produces in the reverse a black inferiority. And this is fulfilling what Jesus said, as a man thinketh, so is he. And as long as our people think the way they think, we will never be able to do what we as a people should do to correct our condition.
Several people in the audience have said the things that he's saying, but you really haven't been specific. What is he saying that you have a problem with? And why is it when a black man stands up to speak for his people, and all the people stand up to speak for their people, there's no problem with it? But you're saying, he said black, he said Jew. When people talk, they talk like that. But why is it when a black man stands up to speak for his people, you feel so threatened, everybody's paranoid? And you talk about not segregation, we live in Harlem, we live in Watt, we live in Bedford-Stuyvesant. That's a form of segregation. We walk through Bensonhurst, we get killed. So what are you talking about?
Are you watching closely?